Los Rios Street and the Mission.
Sure. Okay. Can I introduce myself? And
well, we'll have your name and information on there on the screen.
Okay.
You don't need to, but if it is a good launching off point.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Michelle Kelly, and I'm standing here in front of the Montañas, or the Montañas Adobe, on one of my favorite places in all of San Juan, and that's Los Rios Street. I love it here on Los Rios Street. I never get over the feeling of walking around Los Rios Street. It almost sends chills up and down my spine because it's such a magical place. And the history, of course, of Los Rios Street is essentially the history of not only San Juan, but also Orange County. After all, this is the birthplace, starting with the Mission. San Juan Capistrano is the birthplace of Orange County. And something that I emphasize a great deal when I talk about Los Rios Street is that you can't break up the attachment that the Mission has toward Los Rios Street and vice versa. That you can't understand the Mission until you really understand the community that developed around it. And this is the first community, the first Los Rios Street, the first suburb of the Mission, the birthplace of Orange County. We're so lucky. You know, the street also is on the National Register of Historic Places. And thanks especially to Ilsa Burns, who worked so hard to put the street on the National Register of Historic Places. You know, the adobes that we have here on Los Rios Street, and I'm standing in front of the Montañas adobe, were built in the year 1794, specifically for the soldiers and their families that worked at the Mission, that were assigned to the Mission, as well as the Juanino neophytes. Spain had encouraged not only did Spain come here to Christianize the Indians, but also encouraged them to become Europeanized. And so instead of living in their quiches, they encouraged them to build their own homes. And those homes were, of course, out of adobe. And the Montañas adobe, and right next door, the wonderful Rios adobe, were two, along with the Silvas adobe, just a block away. The three remaining adobes here on Los Rios Street. Originally there were about 40 on Los Rios Street and around the area, and Montañas and the Rios adobe and the Silvas adobe are the three remaining ones, and thank goodness that they've been preserved. Something that's so important here in San Juan, to preserve our history. Okay.
That was great. I think you said everything that we need you to say, but now I think what we're going to do is try and capture it. We're going to break it into small pieces.
I was afraid I was giving too much content.
No, a little bit. And what we want to do, we want to keep you on the spot here. Let's get you back to your.
Okay, what should I?
Spot.
How can we?
You did great, but we're just because I know you're programmed for a tour, which is long, and the video is going to be soundbitey. So everything you it was articulate, the voice was great, the stories were awesome. We just want to take basically exactly what you said, and we're going to break it into bite-sized.
So shall I do that again then?
Yeah, so but when you do it, go for maybe 20 seconds, 2 to 3 sentences.
Gotcha.
And then take a pause.
Okay.
And then go to the next kind of big picture thought, take a pause.
Gotcha, okay.
And just kind of break that into Make lunch into a few little small appetizers.
You know, you wind me up and I just keep on going. I'm like one of those battery things, you know?
Well, hey, you are great. I mean, we could probably cut that up and make it work, but...
No, I'd rather do it. I know what you're getting at. Yeah, I know what you're getting at.
So, and keep in mind, too, when the finished product is done, we'll have you for basically about a minute on there. So we need to have a couple, and so as you're thinking it through, when you do a 20 to 30 second statement, you want to have a strong finish and an ending point, and then just take a breath and pause, and then start again with a whole new thought, but again, a nice strong finish to a independent set.
Okay.
So let's start with the Adobes here on Los Rios. So
sure.
The Montanez, there's also the Rios and the Silva.
Sort of the birthplace.
And I know you're used to tours, so you walk and talk at the same time, but for the
I won't.
You planted like these trees.
I will do that. Okay.
See a good spot? Here.
Take two.
Take two. You're doing great, though.
Okay.
So, Adobes.
Okay.
On Los Rios.
Hi, my name is Michelle Kelly, and I'm one of the 6 people that do the San Juan historic walking tours on Sunday, which, by the way, began at 1 o'clock at the kiosk at the railroad tracks. Anyway, Los Rios Street is absolutely one of my favorite places here in San Juan. It's really quite a magical place, and of course the reason it's so magical, it was because it was the birthplace of San Juan along with the mission. And when I talk about San Juan and the mission, of which I'm a docent there also, I tell the folks that go on our tours at the mission that you can't separate the two, that in order to really understand our beautiful mission, you have to also understand the community that developed around it.
Great, that's a good one. So now, hi, how are you guys? Hello. Good. Now let's see. I don't think we got to the Adobes on that one. Did we?
No,
Okay, so let's. And since we've got the name and the kind of intro part already, so if you go, we'll kind of start with that in the video. So just launch right into some of the Adobes or
absolutely
the Montanez, and we're also fortunate to have.
Okay, fortunate to have what?
The Silvas and the Rios and the other buildings here.
Okay. Los Rios Street, of course, having mentioned, was the birthplace of... Okay. You know, the thing that makes me especially excited about Los Rios Street, and every time I come here, I get chills, is because I love history. I love our history. We're so lucky here to live in San Juan that is so unique in that we've been able to preserve so much of our buildings and our history, and thankfully so. Los Rios Street, after the original development with the Adobes, as time went on, by the 1890s and into the 20th century, board and batten homes were also created along Los Rios Street. They're coordinating residences and businesses along with the Adobes that make Los Rios Street just really very special. We have boutiques and restaurants along with our historical buildings.
Great. Good. I think that's going to be the take that we probably use. That was just too good to pass up.
Okay.
Good? Gary, you good?